Hey, love muffins. It's Risco. I decided to come to you as I take a break from my nice Thai. This Thai food is hitting all type of spots. Ooh, okay. So, oh, you like my swoop too? I got a little swoop action going on. Okay. Well, I want to talk to you about the question that came up when I was talking to my best friend a while back about Britney Spears, and that was around the time when it came out that her grandmother had shot herself in the chest. Because she was depressed about a child that had died of hers. And I was arguing that, Britney has had a rocky childhood. Your grandmother killed herself and then leaving her father and his two brothers to fend for herself. And I'm thinking that maybe that affected him and in turn affected her. And, she lost her virginity early. And the fact that she's a childhood star. Like, name a childhood star that's okay. You have Drew Barrymore, you have countless others that have been on TV shows in the 80s and the 90s that have grown up, and they're crazy. And they have pulled it together, but I think everyone has their process. And my question to you guys is, can you use your childhood or what you have been through in your past to explain what and how you conduct yourself in adulthood? Can you do that? Is that possible? I would beg to argue that, everyone is different. You can have two children in the same household and a traumatic event occurs and one child will respond one way and another child will respond a different way. And that is because what? We all are different. Our souls, our minds, our spirits, everything is different. And we can't all take the same thing. Only by the grace of God that I am sitting here today in front of you and the person that I am and that I'm here and I have my right mind. Being that I have been through some traumatic things too in my childhood. And my thing is that, I do believe that it does affect you. And everyone's not the same. I think her childhood is one issue, and then the fact that she was a childhood star. Like she said before in Pieces of Me, she said, I was been American dream since the age of 17, and that's very true. Britney Spears, when she busted on the map, she was already a star in the Mickey Mouse Club, but when she busted on the map in terms of her music career, she was the biggest thing in music, bigger than anybody at that time when she was out, right? And people are still obsessed with her. That's why the people follow her around all the time. Any other person, I'm telling you, any other celebrity, they wouldn't have cared. They would have followed her for 2 or 3 weeks and it would have been a wrap. Britney has had she's been consistently followed as she's been acting a monkey to the fool, what seems like forever. And my thing is that I feel I can relate to her to a certain degree. That's why sometimes I defend her. I think that at some point, I hope that she does pull it together, but I can see the pain and the hurting inside of her. No one wants to go around in the world acting crazy and having people criticize you. No one wants to do that. No one in their right mind would want to do that. When I see her doing the things she's doing, I see pain. People do things in pain. People cheat on other people most of the time because they are hurt, because they have a lack of validation. People act out because of what? They've been hurt. They've been traumatized. They act out because of something. That's how I feel, And I do. So my question is, do you believe, well, regardless of what happened in your childhood, pull it together, Britney. Pull it together and get yourself on the road to recovery. Or do you believe that, maybe this is her road to recovery. This is what she needs to do for herself in order to right her ship, right? And I want you also to share your personal experiences. Like, step outside of just, Britney and what's going on with them. Think about yourself. Think about how your childhood experiences had affected you and how they continue to affect you and how you interact with people in your relationships on a daily basis. Regardless of, it might not be as extreme as Britney and as Jamie Lynn, but I'm saying like what you have been through in your childhood affects you in your everyday life. You may not see it, but if you sit down and think about it, it does. And on top of that, it has to be something going on in that household where Britney and Jamie Lynn at 16 got pregnant, and Britney in her mid-20s, acting out, acting crazy and shaving her head and all this stuff. It has to be a reason. And I think that it might be the mother. I am blaming the mother. I hold blame with the mother. You do not allow your 16-year-old daughter to shack up and sex up on a baby. You do not do that with a 19-year-old. You have to put your foot down and say, no, you will not. I understand that teenagers have sex. They do. But I'm not going to condone it. You're not going to be up in my house with a 19-year-old boy. What you think was going to happen? And then on top of that, her coming out with a book, or the fact that her book is still on. I thought they had shelved it, but the fact that the book is still on, it really bothers me. You do not need to be focusing on a book or promoting anything other than being there with your daughter who's 16 about to have a child. That's what she needs to be doing. And that's my opinion. I'm going to give it. There's no way in the world you should be promoting anything. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about being a parent. I don't want to hear no backstory. I don't want to hear no gossip. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. Because you know what? You need to be a parent right now and stop instead of pushing a book. Okay? And, as far as that goes, and maybe that's the problem. Maybe when your kids are the ones that are writing the checks, the authority gets shifted. The power dynamic is thrown off. And so therefore you, in a lot of ways, become the child. Your children tell you what to do. Because they're paying for like my grandma said, I'm paying for your bowels to move. For you to eat and drink and sleep and rest. Their children are supporting them, right? So my question is, do you hold someone accountable for their action, regardless of what they've been through? And, whether that's being a child celebrity, whether that's being a traumatic childhood, or do you allow them to take the steps they need at their own pace to recover? That's my question, right? Anyway, I just wanted to ask you that. It was on my heart to ask you that. And this swoop, I tell you, look at it. Look at the swoop action. It is, I can't get the right way. Okay. Ooh, you like my swoop? On that note, Love Muffins, please leave your answers at lovebscott.com or at the bottom of this YouTube video. I hope you're having a wonderful lead up to the festive Christmas holiday. And I will be with friends and family, of course. Anyway, I'm just rambling now, but love you much. Double kisses. Mwah. Mwah.